I, Andrew Maritim, do swear that everything I shall say before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you. You may have a seat. So thank you, Mr. Andrew Maritim. As I had earlier on indicated that my name is Beth Cheriot. I chair the committee in charge of education at the County Assembly. On my immediate left is, he may introduce himself.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Ruta Josephat, the Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Kibiagon Koech. I'm CHI Quad member.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Betty Koech. I'm a member of this committee.
Thank you, members. We are still waiting for other members. They're on the way coming. So, Mr. Maritim, you are highly welcome. And may I take this opportunity to congratulate you for getting a chance to appear before this vetting committee, for having been nominated by His Excellency to this committee. So kindly tell us, who is Andrew Maritim?
Thank you, Chair. Andrew Maritim was born in 1949 at a village known as Jepngobo. Attended Jepngobo Primary School right from 1960 to 1966. Went to Londiani Secondary School 1967. Although by then learning was not as it is now. Parents use.
You may use the mic so that you are audible enough.
Thank you, Chair. I'm saying after my primary education, I went to Londiani Secondary School. And then from there, I got employed as an untrained teacher. After that, I trained as a teacher through the in-service course, 1974 to 77. And after that, after qualifying as a P1 teacher, I rose through merit up to ATS1, and all in all, I served as a head teacher, as a tech tutor, and as the AU. So I served for all that length of time and retired in the year 2004 on age grounds. Andrew Maritim is married to one wife and has children. I think that is Maritim.
So thank you, Maritim. After retiring in the year 2004, what have you been doing, or where have you been after going to retire?
Well, after retirement, I stayed at home for 2-3 years just to learn how it is, and then came back to the community life again, serving as a BOM chair, Jepngobo Secondary School. I am also a pastor. I serve in the church. Of course, yes, if you come to my farm, I have some small businesses. And then 2013, I should say I was lucky. I was appointed by the by His Excellency as the Director Kabianga Farm, Kabianga Tea Farm, where I served for 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, and I must say it was a privilege, and I'm happy that at one time I was able to give 10 million to the county, as says, and even during that time, well, we bought 2 new lorries. We bought a pickup. They are all new. See, when we went to the farm, we found that the people were hired to take tea from the farm to the factory at a rate of 2 shillings per kilo. And when we walk out, say, over 200 kilos, they used to pay 400,000 to whoever used to take a month. So we decided that instead of paying 400,000, we better go in and get a higher purchase to buy a lorry. So, and we did it. We saved the money, which in turn came to the county.
Okay, Mr. Maritim, now that you mentioned Kabianga Tea Farm, and you said that you presided over during a period when Kabianga Tea Farm gave the county government 10 million. Could you be able to tell us, for the 6 years that you've been in Kabianga Tea Farm as a director, the amount of money that you've given to the county government of Kericho as source of revenue from 2013? I think if you are 6 years, it's from 2013 to 2019. When was this 10 million? Because I have been a member of the budget committee from, I think, from 2013. I have the privilege that I have served the great people of Ainamoi from 2013 up to now. And we have always been facing a lot of challenges in Kabianga Tea Farm. In fact, as we speak, there are some times that we do not get any revenue from Kabianga Tea Farm.
Well, maybe I may not be very exact on the total amount of money, but I remember when we took over, they had given to the county 383,000. But then we grew up. The 10 million is when at the height. That's when we paid.
Which year was that? Which financial year?
It should be 2015, 16, somewhere. I can't remember very well. So I don't want to tell lies, and I have just said, okay. Oh, God help me.
Over the hearth.
Yeah.
Then maybe how did you find yourself here?
Well,
did you apply for this job, or how did your name find its way to the county assembly?
I had to apply.
You did apply?
Yes.
Was it advertised in the normal newspaper? How did you apply? Was there an advert?
Well, that's a question which may not over in well.
Why, or better still, were you interviewed by the County Public Service Board? Because wherever there is a position, adverts are posted by the County Public Service Board, and interview conducted by the same board. Did you appear before the County Service Board for interview?
No, I didn't.
Where you applied to which department? If there was an application, because you said you did apply, and you know, whatever you are saying under oath.
You mean I said what?
You say you did apply for the position. So my question is, did you apply? Huh?
The one I'm now being elected?
I ask you, how did you find yourself here? Was there an application? You said, yes, I did apply. So my next question was, you applied to which department?
Now, sorry, it is this way. I never applied for the job, but I was only, I only saw my name here, and I was told, please, can you give your CV?
Oh, so you saw Who told you that your name has been sent to the county assembly?
I was told in the governor's office.
The governor's office?
Yes.
Okay, so there was no advert?
I didn't see her.
Okay, okay. When you went to Kabianga Tea Farm as a director, was there an application also? I mean, was it advertised, or how did you find yourself in Kabianga Tea Farm?
By then, it was 2013. It was I think that is when the county government was formed. So I just went there as acting to take over. We acted for a number of years, and then we were confirmed. There was nothing like advertisement and so.
Who gave you the appointment letter then?
His Excellency the Governor.
The Governor, okay. You say you are coming from Chemwabob?
Oh, yes.
So the Governor is your neighbor? Because I understand he come from that place.
Yeah, he's my neighbor.
Okay. So, thank you. Maybe I'll answer the other question. I want to give to our Deputy Speaker to...
Thank you very much, Chair. Welcome, the nominee. I was seeing the age. You say that you were born in 1949.
Oh, yes.
Now you are around 72 years old.
I'm 72.
Now that you are a Christian again.
Oh, yes.
Don't you see that you are being unfair to the youth, that you have retired? You don't allow young generation to come so that they can get this position also, because I understand that being retiring is, the government has seen that you need to relax and stay at home. Now you say that you didn't apply for this position when the governor told you that go take your CV. Why did you say sincerely as a Christian that, please sir, I have retired? Can I allow young youths also to come so that they can take over? Because the government understands that when you are at the age of 65 or any other age above that, you are somebody that needs to relax at home.
Now, it doesn't mean that when one has retired, he becomes useless and outdated and he can't do anything.
No, not useless, sir. You don't use the word useless. Maybe tired, not
yeah,
useless.
Sorry.
Yes.
Chair, I'd like to say that, being out there also gives your mind busy. And I don't think that I'm the only Mzee, I'm the old man who has been given maybe to do one or two things. Even in the national, we have old men who have been given. So I'm not an exceptional. I feel when I'm just with young men, I'm okay. I'll also be advising them sometimes. So it's not a crime, I think.
What the Deputy Speaker was saying is that now that you are 72 years, you've retired from service, you have even your children. I know you have children who are still young. So what he was wondering or thinking aloud is that when you were told by the governor that send your CV to the county assembly, as a Christian who also have a lot of youths who are jobless. So I think what he was telling you was that why did you say that now that I am retired and there are several other youths that need such opportunities, why didn't you decline the offer so that at least one of the younger people takes up the opportunity? That is what he was not saying that you are old, you are useless. No, I didn't hear him using such words. So, but it's okay. Let me give to Grace Betty Koech to...
Okay. Thank you very much, Chair. And once again, Mr. Maritim, you are welcome to this vetting exercise. My question is, I would like you to tell this committee or this panelist how your educational background, that is your training, your experience. How is it going to be relevant to the position that we are vetting you for?
Yeah, being a teacher, well, I sometimes found, or I felt so bad sometimes to see some needy students leaving because of lack of fees and whatever. Now, because during all those years, you could see, sometimes you could just see very intelligent, very knowledgeable children who would have gone maybe further their education, but because of lack of fees, they could not. So my being in the board now maybe will assist to some degree, because you find, I've always seen how the bursaries are being given out. Sometimes it ends somewhere where it is not supposed to be. I mean, bursary should go to the very needy children, yes, and the needy children, although everybody has a need, yes, but the degree varies. And according to me, we should consider those who really deserve. So I feel if I am offered this chance, I'll ensure that we give out, or we grant children who really deserve bursaries, and not everybody. I remember as the assistant education officer in Amoy, by virtue of my position, I used to be the secretary of the county Bursary Board. At one time, the committee who were there asked me, "Don't you have children in school?" I answered, "I do. But why don't you apply?" I said, "No, this is for the needy children, needy people, not me. I'm able to pay." But if you see what's happening nowadays, instead of this money going to the children who deserve, it goes to those who have money. So my coming to the board, I think I'll ensure that the funds go to the right people.
So, in other words, Chair is telling us that he's going to protect or to ensure that the bursary goes to the to the rightful, the needy children.
That's what I meant.
And
Chair.
then, okay, on top of that, during your working time or throughout your lifetime, did you ever take in a needy child and educate apart from your own biological children?
Not only one, but a number of them. I even have one now. And I played a role. I even have a number of fundraisings lined up from now up to 2nd of.
And then lastly, Chair,
That question.
yes.
You say that you have a lot of fundraising. What was the last time you went for a fundraiser to raise fees for a child? What was the last time, if you remember?
We had one on 4th of this month.
4th.
For a boy who is to join a secondary school. Yeah, and we raised 40,000. It was on 4th of this month.
Okay.
And I still have some.
Okay.
Lastly, even though you are answered that one in case because you had answered that one. So how will you, in case now, because maybe you will not allow any of your family members or relatives, you will not favor them. Supposing now the members, other members of the board will really struggle and justify even to say that we have got our own children, maybe because finances are never enough. At some point, somebody will feel that I'm lacking here. Supposing now they come in and they apply for the third bursary, how will you now, as a member of that board, resolve that issue?
Now, I think during the initial stage or the first meeting, I think we have to formulate policies which will enable the board to run smoothly. So it doesn't mean during that first meeting we have to say, now that when you are a member, please do not use your position maybe to take this money to your relatives or whoever. Let it go to the deserving. Okay, we may have relatives who are deserving, okay, so we don't deny. We'll give them.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Grace Betty Koech. Now, maybe a follow-up question before I give to Honorable Koech. Here is a scenario where a primary school teacher has 7 children in school. Maybe 5 of them are in university, for example. Maybe and some other 2 are in boarding school, let's say a national school. Then we have a single parent who has 2 children in Chemwabob Day Secondary School. As a member of the County Bursary Management Board, if you are given this opportunity, how will you allocate funds to both scenarios?
Thank you, Chair. It's this way. I think earlier on I had said we are all needy, or everybody has a need. So, to the head teacher, that's even an experience I had. There was a time when I had 2 in university, 2 in college, 2 in secondary school. Oh yes, by then I felt I was needy. But then, you see, with the head teacher or with the primary school teacher, he has even the power to assess funds, like in the circles, like even going to. But come to this single parent, whom you said maybe is jobless, better even start from that one, the single.
So you will give to a single parent?
Yeah, because.
And you leave the teacher who has 5 in universities, 2 in national schools. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, that's it. You know, with the teacher, if he is employed, he can as well go get even friends, can go to the circle, can go. But you see, depending on the amount of money that we have, because the deciding factor is the amount of money.
Okay, so what you are saying is that if you are given a green light to sit in that board, all those who are employed will never get a chance to benefit from this allocation.
It's not that way, Chair.
Okay.
I think I said depending on the need and the amount of money. See, there is one other notion, Chair. You find that not all these people get the information that bursaries are now out. So as a member, I think I'll even begin by publicizing. I'll even make sure that the entire county knows that there is this thing. You know, I remember as a member of the board, we had one of the officers, let me not mention the name, coming to our school. He said, okay, I have this sum of money lying. Nobody has come for it. Surely, and he said it is meant for total orphans. And within the environment we have total orphans. But because nobody knew that there was such kitty, Nobody applied. So I'm saying we need to.
I think you have answered.
Okay.
Yeah, you have answered well.
Thank
So
you, Chair.
let me give to Honorable Koech from Chai Quad.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Martin. Welcome to this committee. I also want to know, tell us how application for bursary are done.
Well, the board designs the application forms, distributes to various wards, schools, and then it's filled by those deserving students. After filling, they will return. I think there is this committee within the ward, because we have a committee within the ward who indeed will have to handle. So they will go through and see who is really in need. They will recommend the same with the county Bursary Board.
Thank you, Martin. In your view, tell us the source of bursary fund.
Well, it comes from, it is the county assembly who, after receiving from the executive, maybe the amount that has been allocated, will maybe say, we need this percent to go to bursary. So we'll get from the government, and as the board, again, they have right to, they have a mandate to even solicit from, say, groups, some funding organizations. So it will add into that kitty from the government, and you can even get from organizations.
What are the functions of Bursary Board?
Now, as earlier, I think earlier on said, one is to formulate policies which will ensure smooth running and management of the fund. Another one, after getting the funds, after receiving the funds, just to disperse, to give out to the needy students. And after doing all those things, at the end of it all, through their secretary, they will write a report to the county assembly.
Do you know that we have a lot of challenges through bursary? One is taking long to be dispersed. What plans do you have?
Now, yeah, sometimes it takes long, and even it doesn't even reach schools when money is needed. I think it needs fast tracking from those who are concerned. If today I'm given to be in the board, I'll ensure immediately after getting the funds, we disperse. After the committee have just given us that this is the so and so gets this, and there is that money, and there is no other objection, then the money should be paid out immediately.
Thank you, Honorable Kibiagon Koech from Chai Quad. Have you ever read the Bursary Act?
I don't want to lie, I've not read.
You've not read. Do you know the allocations that the county government normally allocates to bursary? The percentage, for example.
Yeah, something like between 1.5 or so.
Okay.
So
you are coming here wanting to sit in the board that you've never read the act that gives powers to the board to sit?
Well, it is this way. As a teacher during those days, whenever a student posed a question the way you have done it, Chair, I would rather say, okay, in the coming lesson, I'll come with a clear answer. So given time, Chair, I'll immediately, even after I was here, I'll go and read immediately.
So what you are saying is that you are coming to learn on the job?
Yeah, and always learning continues, Chair.
Okay, so what is the function? At least maybe you can tell us the function of the Ward Bursary Committee.
The Ward Bursary
Committee.
Committee.
What are their functions?
They receive application forms. They go through them and even they'll recommend that so and so gets this. And then one other thing, you see, I was even worried sometimes, Chair, there was a day when students from our school, Chemgobo, had applied, and they were given, everybody was given 2,000.
2,000?
Yeah, so, yeah, it was paid to the school, but still the head teacher wanted more money. So it is the duty of this committee again to see, is the money we are paying out going to work? Has it done what we really intended? Because sometimes it's not a question of saying we have just paid. Has this child benefited? And if this child has to benefit, what of the school retention and even completion? Will this child be retained up to completion? So it is part of the committee. They should even see how this money is.
I think you've answered well. According to Schedule 4 on the functions of the county government and national government, is bursary part of the county government function?
Well, you see, in Schedule 4, you have said division of duties, yes. You know, although it is meant that that it's only preschools which the county government should take care, and even maybe polytechnics, we
Just go on.
Chair, I feel there are some duties that are being shared by the national and the county government. So it's a shared responsibility.
The reason why I was posing that question is because you say maybe the 2,000 was given to a student in Chemwabo was a bit little. But I want to maybe to inform you that sometimes the county government has only been given the functions of the preschool. So when the county assists a child, for example in Chemwabo with 2,000, that child at least will get assistance, because I know the fees in the government pays. In fact, we have free primary education. I think in our day schools, we normally pay 12,000. If the county gives you 2,000, then the CDF give you another 3,000 or 4,000. You know, that is almost 6,000. The parent remained with 6,000 to pay in the entire 1 year. You know, at least the county will have assisted. So finally, I want to give to Grace Betty.
Okay, my final question, Chair.
Just go on, Grace Betty.
I would like to ask our nominee to tell what do you think, because from your talk and your experience, you have there is a proof that you have participated in bursary allocation for quite some times. Now, one of the considerations is that we have got to look at the academic performance. We normally ask for the report form because we have got to look at the performance of this student. What do you think? What is the reason for doing that?
Come up again.
The academic performance, we have got to look at the report form for this student. What is the purpose of that?
This is to ensure or to see if the money that we are paying is indeed doing what we intend. Because we are, the board is there to support somebody, maybe to finish or to complete his or her education. But here is somebody, you have just given out the bursary, he's never in school, or he's not even performing, so better give to another student who will indeed work hard.
Thank you. I wish you the best. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you, Grace Betty. Maybe finally, Mr. Maritim, when you were required to appear before this honorable committee, one of the requirements that you need to have submitted to the committee is the clearance from the Higher Education Loans Board. But we've gone through your documents. That document is missing.
They are there.
They're there.
Chair, they are there. Towards the end. Oh, yes. Yeah, they are there.
Chair, was he ever a beneficiary of the higher?
Not really.
I don't think the mayor was there.
No, Chair, just somewhere there.
I think you are in a better position to...
Sure, I don't think he was
No,
ever.
you wanted. No, I never went to university.
You never went to, but there are always clearance. You need to be cleared even when you never went to the
So
university.
that's the reason, Chair, that's the reason why I never even struggled getting that one.
The clearance.
Otherwise, as for now, maybe next time if you call me, I'll make sure that I bring.
But you know, Mr. Andrew Maritim, that is one of the requirements, unless they will have indicated that only for those who went to university. But that directive is not there, but it's okay. We understand. So thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to wish you the best. If you get the opportunity, please walk your talk. That is what I can say. If this committee gives you a green light, walk the talk.
Thank you.
Let the needy students of this county get those funds. Thank you very much, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
So you may escort the nominee. You may get a cup of tea in some place there. Yeah, we have water also here. You may, yeah. Welcome again. Margaret Yamngetich. Margaret Yamngetich. Welcome, Mrs. Margaret.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome, Madam Margaret. Let me call upon our legal team to administer the oath.
I, Margaret Chamotich, do swear that everything I shall say before this committee is the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you. You may have your seat. So thank you, Mrs. Margaret. You are welcome to this honorable committee. And let me congratulate you for getting that opportunity to appear before this committee of the County Assembly. My name is Betty Riot. I am the chair of this committee, and I represent a ward called Ainamoi. On my immediate left is Honorable Kipyegon Koech, a member of this committee also. He represents a ward called Chaik. And on my immediate right is Honorable Grace Betty Koech, who happens to be a member of this committee. And he represents the special interest group in this county. So you are welcome. Kindly, because of the interest of time, introduce yourself. Who are you? How did you find yourself here?
Okay. Thank you. My name is Margaret Chamotich. I come from Kipkelion West, Kunyak Ward. I'm a degree graduate in business management and also a diploma graduate in cooperative management. In my previous employment, I've had 14 years of experience in microfinance sector, of which for over 10 years I was in leadership position. I've managed staff portfolio, cash implementation and control, cash management, budget implementation, staff appraisal, loan appraisal, and clients appraisal. I'm looking forward to working in a public sector, and in particular Kericho County, whereby I can be able to work with a team and ensure that there is proper management of the county resources which we have. Thank you.
How did you find yourself here?
I found myself here when I saw my name in the newspaper that I am supposed to be vetted. But there's a day which we were called by the county secretary, the governor's office, to submit our CVs, and the names around last year.
Oh.
Yes. Last year.
So you just received a call from the county secretary?
Yes, and I saw my name in the paper.
That please submit your CV. Was there any application? Did you apply for this position? You didn't?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yes.
Was there an advert?
No, the advert which was there sometime last year was about the Public Service Board.
Public Service Board?
Yes.
Oh.
That is where I got to the county, and my name was captured from there.
you had applied to be a member of the County Public Service Board.
Yes.
Were you called for
Interview.
interview?
Yes.
You did the interview?
Yes.
Where was the interview?
It was at the Public Service Board offices
Okay.
near Kericho Primary.
In Kericho Primary.
Yes.
But you were never taken in?
Yes, I wasn't.
Oh.
Yes.
So then how did the county secretary found your numbers? I mean, how did he gotten your contact?
Out of the performance, out of the performance from the interview, I was rated number 2.
Number 2?
Yes. So that is where they got my contact.
You were rated number 2, and the County Public Service Board members, I think they're around 6 or something like that.
Yes.
Why were you not taken? And yet you are number 2?
They needed one person from Kipkelion West.
Oh, so you are number 2 in West?
In West, yes.
Who was the first one?
I can't remember the name of the lady, but she was taken. Yes.
Okay, the lady was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's called, I think Mrs. Kirui, the lawyer. But unfortunately, she never taken the position. She declined. So if you are number 2...
She didn't decline. She's in the Public Service Board.
As we speak?
Yes. Public Service Board member.
No, she's not there.
She is.
Anyway, that is a discussion of another day.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe so that I finish. Have you ever read the County Bursary Act?
Yeah, this Bursary Act of which was gazetted on 14th May 2014.
Yes.
Yes, which has around 21 chapters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where do you fall? Why are you here?
I'm here because of the Bursary Board member.
Bursary Board member.
Yes.
Okay. Let me give to Honorable Koech to proceed from there, then raise betting later on.
Thank you, Chair. Welcome to this committee. What are the functions of the board, Bursary Board?
According to the Act, the functions of the Bursary Board is to formulate the policies which will guide the disbursements of the funds to the students who are eligible for the fund. Another function is the disbursements of the fund to the students who have qualified for the bursary. Yeah.
Thank you. What are the source of the fund, Bursary fund?
The source of the bursary fund is we get the bursary fund from our county revenue, 2% of the county revenue, which is allocated to the bursary fund. And we need to disburse around 3% of the total fund, which we are allocated to.
You need to? You said the total percentage is how much?
We need to be given total percentage of 2%, which upon the approval of the county assembly.
Oh. What if you get one? What if the county government decides to give 1.5%?
Then we shall utilize whatever we've been given.
You shall utilize whatever you've been given.
Yes.
What about the law? What about the law?
The law is about 2%.
Then the county executive decides to allocate 1.5%.
We shall get the difference from maybe loans, grants from the county.
Loans from where?
From the county government.
You mean when you come to the board, you will go borrow loan? From where? Because the county government does not give out loans.
We shall appeal to the county assembly.
You will appeal to the county assembly?
To increase up to the 2%.
Up to 2%?
Yes.
Okay. So out of what about the 3% that you said?
out of the fund, we are supposed to disperse around 3%.
Okay, maybe you will revisit the act again.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I still have.
Okay.
Are you aware we have what committee? Bursary.
One ward committee, yes.
Are you aware?
Yes,
What,
I am.
what is his function?
Yeah?
Function, yeah. What?
Ward committee.
Yes.
Function of the ward committee is to receive the applications from the students who are eligible or who are applying for the bursary. They are also supposed to submit the students are supposed to sign or to fill a prescribed form when they are requesting for the bursary. So the ward committee are supposed to hand over the prescribed forms for the eligible students.
Thank you, Honorable Kibiegon Koech, Elias Chilabun, Honorable Grace Betty, as I welcome the Honorable Jacqueline Langat.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, good morning, Margaret.
Good morning to you.
Sorry, it is already, yes, it is still morning. You are welcome. My first question to you is, kindly tell us the name of your area MCA.
David Rono.
Honorable.
Honorable David Rono.
Okay, what do you think he has a role to play?
Yes.
In the bursary allocation?
Yes, he has.
Could you tell this committee the role, what the role is?
In my opinion, I think the role of the honorable member is to do the vetting and maybe check on the eligibility of the student, because in a case whereby most of the students have applied for the bursary, at least we have to know the background of the student. So he has a role to play and get the information from the ward committees.
So is he the one to vet or he advises?
He advises.
Okay, from your education background or training, how relevant is it? What is the relevant? How relevant is it to the position that you have applied?
In my previous employment and in my previous position.
I'm talking of your education.
Oh, my. Sorry.
Yes.
In my education, I've done business management and cooperative management, that is diploma. So it's relevant because as in business management, you need to check and weigh the eligibility of the students and the performance of the students. Yeah.
Do you think it is relevant?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and then my other question is, we have been having challenges. There are a lot of challenges in bursary allocations at any level, may it be at ward level, constituency level, national level. So these challenges, what are some of the strategies that you think can be put in place to cap those challenges? And what are some of these challenges? Are you aware of them?
Maybe one. Maybe there's one challenge which I'm aware of, whereby maybe a student or where a parent is able to pay for the student, but he or she is demanding for the bursary. So I think that is one of the major challenges which we are, I'm sure we shall be facing. But to cap that challenge, we need to be firm on the decision, and we need to follow the criteria on the allocation of bursaries, because one criteria of allocating these bursaries is especially to the needy students, bright needy students. So we are supposed to be very firm on the decision and make sure that we do a follow-up on the bursaries which we've allocated and check on the students' performance in school.
Lastly, this issue of checking on the students' performance, these are needy children who are mostly out of school because they are being sent away because they don't pay fees on time. Now when they come, they find the others have gone ahead in syllabus coverage, so normally they don't cover the content. And then secondly, even the home background, maybe the environment which they come from is not enabling them. It is not supportive. Don't you think that we are disadvantaging these students when we really base on the allocation on their performance?
We will not base on the performance 100% per se, but it will be good at least when they are coming for the application maybe of the second bursary, we check on the performance and see where they are in school. And we're also supposed to assist these students and ensure that they are not out of the school. So we need to disperse these bursaries on time.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Grace Betty. Maybe as I hand over to Honorable Jacqueline, when was the last time you attended a fundraiser in aid of an educated student? Or do you normally go to these fundraisings first of all?
I do.
When was the last time you attended?
I do. Sometimes when I don't, maybe I send my contribution through our honorable member.
Okay.
But the last time I attended was before COVID.
Before COVID?
Yeah. Before
that is around 2019?
No, 2020.
No, 2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately after COVID, when the COVID ended, the students came for a long holiday, then there was a fundraising which I attended at home.
So you are telling us that the last time you attended is 2020 March, you know?
No, March is when they were coming home, when they were opening. It was around September.
You attended September 2020?
Yes.
So you've never attended any fundraiser in 2021?
I've just sent the contribution.
You've just sent your contribution?
Yes.
Okay, let me give to Honorable Jacqueline, then I'll come later on.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mheshimiwa Chair, for giving me this opportunity. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome Madam Margaret to this special, this important committee of education. And my question, Madam Margaret, is this: do you think CC and the CO for education has any role in the bursary allocations?
Yeah.
The CEC and the CO.
Yes.
What are their roles?
In my opinion, the CEC is the chairman of the committee, and the CO maybe is the secretary. I'm not sure, but I think it's the secretary of the committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
My other question is, I think you are well conversant with bursaries or county bursaries. What is the difference between bursaries and scholarship?
Bursaries, in my opinion, are funds to be given to the students or pupils.
Bursaries, huh?
Funds to be allocated to the students, and they are not refundable, especially to the needy students. Scholarship is a fund which are given to the students who are maybe going abroad or outside the country.
Okay, I think my questions are.
Yes.
I rejoined that. On the same, Margaret, James Finley is giving out a scholarship to the best performing students, either those who are joining Form 1 for 4 years or those who are joining universities. Because you said the scholarships are to be given to a student going abroad. I wanted to bring to your attention that a scholarship. So are they to refund? Because you said scholarship is refundable.
I think for such a case, they are not supposed to refund because they treat it as a grant to the students.
So you get it clear.
Yeah, I get the difference.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Grace Betty Koech. We are also privileged that we've been joined by the Honorable Sam Irono, the senior most member of this county assembly from Kipkelion East, a ward called Tendena Soget. I will give him the opportunity, but before that, one of the functions of the county bursary management board is to solicit for funds. In your own view, how will you get more funds to this kitty? Because that is one of the functions of the county public service board. I mean, the county bursary management board.
I'm sorry, I'm not very sure on that. But in my opinion, I think we need to solicit funds maybe from the county government.
No, you cannot solicit from the county government because that is given by law. We have the County Bursary Act of 2014, as you rightly indicated during your earlier on presentation. Now, one of your functions.
Unless we go for loans and grants.
Okay, loans, grants from where? You need, as you appear before this committee, you need to, the reason why you are given the opportunity, maybe by His Excellency the Governor, to serve in that board is because maybe the Governor saw something unique in you that you will come and make the county bursary board proactive team. So we may not only depend on the county allocation because that is taken care of by law. Any other network that you have that you will get an extra coin into this kitty?
We will get the donors.
Donors from where? Okay, let me give to Honorable Sami Ron.
Good morning, sir.
Nominated as a member, for being shortlisted for the position of membership of the board of the bursary. Kindly give me, or list for me, 3 reasons as to why, as to what will render the office of the member of the bursary board vacant.
Okay. Upon resignation, maybe when a member gives a resignation through the secretary to the governor, upon death, that is the second reason. The third reason is maybe when a member has physical or mental illness and the committee feels that the position cannot be handled by him or her. Yeah.
Okay, that is good. Again, there are so many challenges that we have been having in this bursary kit. And it is good now that you are here and you eagerly want the job to execute it well. We have been facing a lot of challenges due to delays of disbursement of bursaries. That is one. Again, there have been also some kind of a mixed up between those students who have completed the high school or the university or the institution of their learning, and they come up in a mischievous way and fill the bursary forms and they are being awarded. How shall we cap those situations? The last one. in this bursary also, there have been errors of accounts at times in some various institutions. And it has been difficult to console those banks after the money entering into their accounts. How will you ensure that executive and due diligence is taken care of before the disbursement of this bursary?
First of all, we need to keep proper books of records. We need to maintain the records so that we may be able to know the total disbursements we've disbursed. Again, we need to put the timelines for the applications, because when we work with the timelines, it will be easier for us to have the records with the timelines. Because if we allow all the students or everyone to apply for the bursaries without the timelines, it will be a great challenge accounting even those disbursements.
About 3 questions.
What was the other question? Pardon.
Maybe I ask you about the bank institution, maybe.
Banking, we also need to maintain an account in maybe in a commercial bank, whereby we need to have around 3 signatories so that there is proper accountability of the funds.
Yes,
And,
I agree with the accountability of the funds.
Yes.
What I was asking is, in case there is someone who has miswrite his account number or her account number of a student of an institution, how will you correct it? Because such money go and stagnate in the account. They don't go to the institution, they don't come back to the county. And there are a number of them.
Okay. We need to have proper reconciliations, because if we disperse, I think I'm getting you right. If we disperse maybe a check to a student, but it goes to the wrong institution, we need to make a follow-up and request for the refund of that, of the money from the institution. So the only thing which will assist us is the reconciliations of the bank accounts, vis-a-vis the names of the schools which we are supposed to disperse.
Okay. If I may also ask, you have said also we need to keep records in our, maybe in your office, which is okay. Which records are you keeping? Yet you are not, the records are not originating from you. It originates from various words. Suppose it originates with some errors.
Yeah, we need to ensure that even in the wards there are some proper records. And when it comes to our end, we have a secretary who is in charge of keeping the minutes and the records.
And that is how that is now the point now that I am asking you. How will you ensure that the secretary and the committee of bursary keep proper records?
We need to ensure by checking regularly on the records.
Checking, madam, does not ensure that you are correctly seeing what has been written. I think the proper way also is that you should solicit some fund to keep some trainings to the bursary committee and the secretary, because without that training, whichever you are checking, you may be checking wrong things that have been put in the records. That is it, madam.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Samirono. Jacqueline, you have something to ask before I give to Honorable Grace?
Madam Maggie, what, in your view, how is, in your view, is the current distribution of the bursary allocations in our county?
In my view, what I've seen is they are doing disbursements at the ward level, the county representatives. Yeah.
Do you think that all the needy students are getting the bursaries?
Not really.
What could be the challenges?
The challenges are most of the students do not apply the bursaries on time.
Okay. If given this opportunity, what will you do so that the distribution will be done in the right manner and all the needy students get the bursaries?
In my view, what I'll do, I'll ensure that all the wards gives the students the opportunity to apply for the bursaries on time. Yeah, and work on the timelines.
Time.
Yes. With the assistance of the honorable member of the ward.
My question is, how will you make sure that all the needy students get the money, get the bursaries? Because we have many needy students who currently who do not get the bursaries now. How will you make sure that they get?
We will ensure that we also involve the chiefs and the assistant chiefs of the locations and sub-locations, because they are aware of the needy students in their sub-locations.
Okay, Grace Betty.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Margaret, as you leave this place, mine is not a question but some parting words. As you go out to get to know the difference between the grants and scholarships and how to go about. Get to know also, because there was a question you were asked about soliciting for more funds, because there is that question asked by Honorable Jackie was very pertinent, and I'm telling you for free that there is no time that bursary will be enough for the needy students. So you have to go an extra mile. So kindly get to know that you can use the well-wishers, you can use the donors, and then get to know also there are foundations, there are even banks. And then lastly, do collaborations with the CDF, because we have had cases of students, benefiting from the county bursaries, at the same time benefiting from the CDF, at the expense of others who don't get any of this. So as you go out, we are appealing to you as a committee on education, should you be considered, think along those lines. Otherwise, I wish you the best.
Thank you, Honorable Grace Betty. Maybe parting shots. What is the composition of the Ward Bursary Committee? Are you aware first there is a Ward Bursary Committee?
Yes.
What is their composition?
It is composed of bursary committee or bursary board?
Bursary Committee.
At the ward level?
At the ward level.
Okay. There are supposed to be 2 women, 2 men, 1 youth, 1 person with a disability, 1 teacher. Yeah, I think that is.
How are they chosen? How are they elected, chosen? How do they find themselves in that Ward Bursary Committee?
I'm not aware.
You have no idea?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Finally, before a student gets the check, what is the procedure?
Before students get the check, the students need to fill there's a prescribed form which is supposed to be filled by the student, and it's submitted to the ward committee. The ward committee submits the same form to the board member or to the board members. Then upon approval, the board members may reject or approve the application, and upon approval they'll raise a check which is supposed to be signed by the 3 signatories, of which the secretary is a must to sign that check. And upon rejection of the application, the student has a right to appeal within 14 days to the committee.
To the committee, to the Ward Bursary Committee. These are the very committee that never gave the students the money. So, do they appeal to the Ward Committee or the County Bursary Board?
They will appeal to the Bursary Board, but through the committee.
Okay, thank you. I think because of time, let me take this opportunity to thank you for availing yourself for this vetting. As a chair of the committee, I want to wish you well. If at all this committee gives you a green light to serve in the County Bursary Management Board, you make sure that you walked your talk and let the needy students get these funds. Solicit for more funds because money has never been enough. Solicit for more funds from various donors, various institutions, even these multinationals, the team multinationals that we have in our county. If you talk nicely with them, I think they will give something to our county. I wish you well. Thank you very much. You may escort Margaret to outside there.
Thank you.
Thank you, members.
Even if I myself, I would want to sacrifice myself.
Welcome, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Charles Mutai.
Thank you so much.
Let me request our legal team to administer the oath.
I, Mr. Charles Mutai, do swear that everything I shall say before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you. You may take your seat. So, welcome, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
Let me take this opportunity to congratulate you for being nominated by His Excellency the Governor to appear before the Committee on the County Assembly
Yes.
My name is Bet Chiruyot. I represent a ward called Ainamoi, the chair for this committee. And on my immediate left is Honorable Jacqueline Langat, the member representing the women of this county. On the other far left is Honorable Sami Rono, representing the great people of Tendana Soget ward in Kipkelion East Sub-County, and the senior most MCA that we have around. On my immediate right is Honorable Grace Betty Koech, a member of this committee. So welcome, Mr. Mutai. So maybe in brief, who are you? How did you find yourself here?
My name is Charles Kipngetich Mutai. My profession is media, which in academic matters, I graduated in 2017 from the Kenya Methodist University, where I attained second-class honors in communication and journalism. I also have a diploma in the same field, that is mass communication, which I attained from the Kenya College of Communication Technology, that is KCCT, the current Multimedia University of Kenya. And again, on the same line of academic, I had attained a diploma from the University of Nairobi, that is diploma in philosophy. And now from where I come from Soin Sigawet constituency, a ward called Kaplelartet.
Mr. Charles,
yes.
How did you find yourself here?
On how I found myself here, I had made some applications, not to the board of the Bursary Board, but I had done some applications to some other various vacancies in the county. And so when I received this, the information that I was to attend the vetting, and I presume that that could be the qualifications which was meant for the application which I had done before, would have been considered to be of help in this bursary board. And so I was contacted by the office of the governor, by a lady whose name told me that she is called Sally. And so, and again, she referred me to the daily, one of the daily newspapers, that is Standard, where I found my name there.
So you are saying you had not applied for the position of the county bursary management board. You applied for which position?
Earlier on, I had applied for a position of a communications officer, and where we attended an interview. And
when was that?
It was the first term, I think the first term of the immediately after the creation of the county.
2013 election.
Yes, yeah.
So the first term of the governor.
Yes.
You said various positions. Any other position that you had applied? Were you called for the interview in the first one that you applied?
Yes, yes.
You did interview?
Yes.
Okay. What else? Which other position have you applied?
I don't remember others, but...
So what you are telling us is that the governor's office used your application that you were done in around 2013 to get your contact and contacted you that you've been given this position and you need to go to the county assembly.
There was a time I came to the office of the governor, and I left my CV there some few months ago, and probably that could be the one which have been used for me to find myself here, because that could be the current one, apart from the 2020, the other one for the communications officer, which was for 2013, and it was for public service board.
You had applied for the public service board?
No, it was for...
Or the previous
yes,
one?
the people who were doing the interview were...
public service?
Public service, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Let me give to Honorable Grace Betty.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Charles Mutai.
Yes, thank you.
For this exercise. Chair, I would like our nominee to tell us what he knows about the bursary. When we talk about bursary, what do you know about bursary?
Thank you so much. What I know about bursary, what comes into my mind when the word bursary is mentioned is that it is something or a fund that is meant for help. That is, and especially for those who are not, or the needy, let's say that. So when the word bursary is mentioned, it is what comes to my mind is that it is a fund that is meant to assist those who are needy. Free in terms of?
Just money that is there that anybody or, okay. Do you know the source of this bursary?
Yes, the
source.
Yes, the source. It comes from the county, some percentage of the county revenue, and also some solicited funds from persons or organizations who could be willing to assist.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you a beneficiary? Did you ever benefit from bursaries or scholarships at any one time?
Yes, I have. I am a beneficiary of the national, the Kenya, the help loan, and not any. I have not been allocated any other than the.
And are you aware that help loan is a loan is?
Yes, a loan is different from a loan is
to be repaid.
Is to be repaid.
Okay, what is the relevance of your education or training, your background in academics, how is it going to be relevant to the position that you are being vetted for?
First of all is the experience which I have gone through in all those various institutions when I was undertaking my education, is that we have mingled and we have met with the people. And I have seen people who are suffering, and they could need such help, which is if they were to be given bursaries, the allocation of bursaries, they could have done or completed the education successfully. Also, in terms of, especially when it comes to information, that is my field of interest, that is communication. When it comes to allocation of bursaries, there are some information which should be given, and that is on the bursary form, and the relevance of my field could be in terms of though that could not be my work as a board member, that is but I could have a nose or an ear to bring in some information on who is eligible.
Okay, as you continue,
yes,
how relevant is your office now in the office of communication? How is it going to be useful to the needy students?
To the needy students?
Mm.
Maybe to put it into perspective.
Or to reach out
yes,
to those people who are in need of the bursary, who might not be aware that there is bursary, the right time to apply, and the like.
Okay. I would make some communication, because where I come from, at least I have knowledge of who is, which family or who are the students in every family who need to be assisted. The poverty lines that is in the village or the constituency where I come from, I could be able to see and know by myself before even I get the information that could be presented in the form, that so and so's family have got maybe many children in different institutions, or is of one or single parent. So the relevance of my communication field is that I will be able to tap that information and also be able to read in between the lines and see who, apart from somebody could be single parent, but the other one could be could be somebody who have the both parents but unable. But the person with who is from the single parent family could be single parent but able.
I think you've answered that one. Maybe you hand over your documents for perusal by our committee first. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Grace Betty. And we are privileged. We have also, we've been joined by Honorable Kibiegon Koech, representing the great people of Chai Quad. So welcome, Mheshimiwa. Okay, thank you. So maybe Mr. Mutai,
Yes.
the question was, you are a media personality.
Yes.
The kind of job that you are being nominated to is that you will be sitting at the county bursary management team.
Yes.
How is your educational background relevant to education? First of all, I think that was the question. And be very specific. Don't beat around the bush, just go straight.
Okay.
You are a media personality.
Yes. So my education background, relevance to, in media also we have management. And so I believe.
But management of information.
We also have management because management of funds, because we have things like cameras, we have even the stationaries which should be purchased. We could also make requisitions for computers for editing. So, and also the management on not only on funds, but also on the equipment. So management could be paramount on this, and that is also part of the units that I undertake in media.
Okay, so let me give to Honorable Jacqueline.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me welcome Mr. Charles Mutai
Yes.
to this vetting committee. My question, Mr. Charles, is the first one is very simple. Who is your area MCA? What is the name of your area MCA?
MCA?
Yes.
Honorable Joseph Kirui.
Honorable?
Joseph Kirui.
Joseph?
Kirui.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you aware that we have needy students in our wards who, as at now, don't get the bursaries?
Yes.
You are aware?
Yes.
What, in your view, are you going to do to make sure that all the needy students get the bursaries?
Thank you. It depends with the funds in the bursary docket, because we could be having several needy students depending on the area. But so we might not say that all of them must get the bursary, but with fairness, we must be able to see the most eligible, those who deserve it most, and that is will be so. It will not. It might not be all of them getting.
Okay.
Yes.
My other question is.
Yes.
What is your experience?
Yes.
In handling education matters? Do you have any experience
In handling education matters?
Yes.
I have no experience in handling education matters. Yeah, because I've not been.
Do you think you'll be capable to handle these matters on bursaries? Because, as you've told us, your education background is not related to the bursaries or education line. Do you think you'll be able to do this work if given an opportunity?
Yes, I mentioned that in media also we have a full unit in management, and so bursary I will be able to handle this docket of bursaries, because it is all about management and getting the being fair only to those who need it is not about the curriculum of the education itself, like I being a teacher, and so I should know this and this. It is not only knowing about the information of the applicant.
Okay, Charles.
Yes.
Because you told us that you had applied for something related to communication.
Yes.
And suddenly you were called.
Yes.
And you were told to go for this interview or to this vetting.
Yes.
On a Bursary Board. Do you think you have the passion to really do the work? Because earlier on, you had not applied for it. But suddenly you are called and told, here is a job you are going to be given. Do you think you have the passion to do it?
Yes, I have the passion of being a member of the board. First of all, it is a privilege. And what I had applied for was in terms of the field of the career. But for this one, board, it is open to whoever has that passion, because I've been I've been looking forward to at least being one of those who will steer the county of Kericho to develop in any capacity.
If I hear you right, just to interject, if I hear you right, you are saying this one for education is open for everybody that needs to work to the county government. Are you aware that there are several other people whose qualification is in line with this docket, but they were denied the opportunity to serve the people of Kericho County in this line docket? You are a personality from media, and you are saying that you did apply for a position on media. Are you aware that there are people also, your application, first of all, was done in 2013. There are people who have tendered around even 10 applications to this county, but they never got an opportunity to be nominated even to appear before this committee. Then my next question therefore is that did you exercise your democratic right in the last election? Did you vote?
Yes.
What is your relationship with the governor or rather a member of the executive? Are you related in any way?
The relation with the governor, which I know, is that he is the governor of the county where I come from.
Okay, you do not have any other kind of relationship with the county governor, county executive, maybe the deputy governor, who those people serving in the county government?
I don't have.
Okay, now, where are you working currently? What are you doing?
Currently, I am a performing artist at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, that is KBC, Kitwek FM.
What do you mean by performing artist?
The performing artist is a term used at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation to mean that it is not somebody who is, it is somebody who is not permanent. It is like volunteering. And so you are paid as per what you do. You can decide not to be there and you are not paid.
What do you do?
I edit programs like dramas, poetry.
Then you send to the station.
And narratives. I even edit there because I edit there in the station.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how many?
It is done once a month because you do 4 episodes for the month.
How many times have you edited something to do with education, or for example, sensitize our people of the importance of education and applying some of these bursaries? Anything you've done in terms of education, whether editing, whether drama?
Yes, I've done editing in terms of, especially in drama, where the actors act on matters education, matters sensitizing parents to make sure that their kids are given a proper education, and also ensuring that all those who are moving from one stage to the other do so as per the government requirement.
Okay, fair enough. Now, have you ever read the County Bursary Act?
I've not read in full, but I've just gone through it.
You know there is a county, when was it enacted?
2014.
Huh?
2014.
2014.
Yes.
What are the functions of the County Bursary Management Board?
One of the functions is to formulate policies that would ensure the smooth running of the fund. Another one is...
which policy are you intending to formulate if you are given the opportunity?
The policy which I intend to formulate is the policy on fairness, so that we see, we arrest what Madam had said, that all students, all those who are needy should benefit. And so we should go for, if we have several needy students, we formulate a policy that will see a rotation kind of, so that we don't give the same person every other time the bursary, and all of them are needy. So if we give A this time around, the next time around we give B.
So what you are saying is that if someone benefited this year, he will not benefit next year?
That is depending on the funds. If the funds are not enough, we see how to go about it.
Okay. Now that you've talked about the fund, what is the source of this fund? The fund that you want to come and distribute? And how much is this fund? Is it capped on percentage?
It is 2% of the county revenue. That is the one source. And we also have donations. We can solicit for donors to donate, those who are interested in assisting education.
Who are these donors you have in your mind?
It could be persons, organizations, or...
Yeah, I'm asking, who are these already you have in your mind that they donate to this kitty?
I don't have anyone in mind.
So you are just saying because it is written, the donation, the soliciting.
But
so if you are given an opportunity,
yes,
what will you do to make sure that at least we get these donations?
I will have to do some research on which organizations normally assist education matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
This last financial year, how much money was allocated to bursary?
In
last financial year, that ended on 30th June.
In the county?
Yes.
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
Yeah.
This financial year, how much is it allocated to bursary this financial year?
I have not known.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
And you want to sit and distribute the funds that you don't even know how much we have. You are not, are you really interested in this job?
Yes, I'm interested because I love to sit down and do the research, as I've said.
But you need to have done at least someone who has knowledge, someone who has, someone who is interested in something, does research first of all, so that you know how much money was given out in the last financial year? How much did Cable Lartet, for example, receive in the last financial year? Just approximate.
I have no idea.
Okay, no idea. Now, we have the Ward Bursary Committee.
Yes.
What is their composition?
There must be two men from the public.
Yes.
And 2 women from the public.
Yes.
1 youth representative.
Yes.
And a religious representative.
Yes.
And also the area MCA being the chair.
The MCA is the chair?
The MCA will oversee the committee.
Okay. How are this committee chosen? How do the members of this committee find their names in that committee? How did they find their names in that committee?
The county Bursary Board will have to organize or come up with a way in which the ward Bursary Committee will be formed.
As it is now,
yes.
As it is now,
yes.
We are members of these ward committees. How did they find themselves in that ward committee? Or what is there in place as it is before you come and find a way out?
What is there in place as it is?
Yes.
Or before we come as a board?
Yeah. Are you aware that we have these members?
I am not aware.
Okay. Honorable, we are privileged. We've been joined by the honorable member for Londiani, Stanley Bet Kipraisi. And let me give him the opportunity to pose a question to you.
Thank you, Chairman. How many wards do we have in Kericho County?
How many?
Wards do we have in Kericho County?
Around 24.
24.
Yeah.
Can you name one by one? Can you name at least five wards?
Kapli Lartet, of course.
Yes.
Where I come from.
Yes.
We have Soliat ward.
Yes.
We have Sigawet.
Yes.
We have which other?
We have Lodiani.
I'm not
okay.
sure whether Londiani is
okay,
one.
thank you.
Yes.
Who is the deputy governor of Kericho County?
Madam, I'm forgetting the name, but
what about the governor? The name of the governor?
Professor Paul Chepon.
You mean you mean you don't know the name of the deputy governor, who is the principal assistant to the governor?
I know, but I'm forgetting because you are switching gears immediately.
How long have you been in this county?
Since I was born. I know the deputy governor recently came from education to be the deputy. So.
Okay, thank you. What are the roles and the functions of Bursary Board?
I think you had answered that one.
Yes.
Maybe the county, maybe the ward bursary.
The ward bursary
Committee.
The
ward bursary
committee.
Ward Bursary Committee. Ward Bursary Committee verifies the information from the applicant's form, and also they ensure that the information given, because they are the people right there at the ground, they ensure the information given is the right information.
Okay, thank you. What is the role of CEC and the CEO in charge of education in the allocation of bursary?
The CEC chairs the county bursary board, and the CEO is the secretary. He's the secretary of the board.
And the CEO is?
The secretary of the board.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe thank you, Honorable Bet Kibraisi. Let me give to Honorable Jacqueline to proceed.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Still, I've got one question. Mr. Charles.
Yes.
How does the application of bursaries done in our wards? How is it done in our wards? How do they apply for the bursaries?
First of all, the applicant gets a bursary form where they fill the information of the applicant.
Where do they get the form from?
They can get from the ward offices. Yeah. Or they can ask even the ward administrator or the MCA himself where they can find this form.
Okay, as at now,
Yes.
what are the challenges that are facing the distribution of bursaries to our students?
The big challenge is that there is no fairness.
There's no fairness.
Yeah, people could just give bursaries to people whom they know. Because I know you, I give you. But there are people who, in the real sense, need to be given this bursary. So that is a big challenge.
So if given an opportunity, Mr. Charles,
Yes.
what are the strategies that you are going to use to make sure that there is fairness in the distribution?
And we have to ensure that every part of the form, especially the part of area chief, because that is the only person we can trust, because he's somebody who works for the government. So we must have the forms which are filled properly without omission of any section to be filled, especially that of the chief.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Jacqueline. Maybe finally, who is, you say that we have 24 wards in our county.
Yes.
Who is your member of parliament?
Honorable Koros.
Okay, who is do you know the speaker?
The speaker of
the Kericho County Assembly?
I know Mutai.
Mutai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Who? Okay, I think that is enough. But maybe as parting shots, that is why I ask you, how long have you been in this county? So maybe you need to do some research. How many MCAs do we have? Members of the county assembly? In the entire county?
Including the nominated?
Yes, yes.
I don't have
You
the,
have no
the
idea.
right figure. Yeah.
So you make sure you do your research. Those are basic things that
Yeah.
every other citizen needs to know.
Yes.
And for your information, we have 30 wards in our county.
Yes.
And the Speaker of our county assembly is called Honorable Dominic Rono. Mutai is the former speaker who is now the current member of parliament for Bureti. So you need to update your data in terms of the leadership of this county. Otherwise, as the chair of this committee, let me take this opportunity to sincerely thank you for appearing before our committee. If you are given an opportunity, if this committee give you a green light to serve the great people of Kericho in the County Bursary Management Board, we want to request you that you walk your talk. Let there be fairness in how bursaries are being distributed. Let the needy students be given priority, and make sure that every other needy students in our county gets that opportunity to get these funds. Otherwise, I do not have much to say. We want to wish you the best as you serve the Kericho residents in any capacity. Thank you very much. And let me request our Sergeant at Arms to escort our nominee, and we usher in our next nominee. Thank you, Mr. Charles. We wish you well. Make sure you are. Finally, your EACC is missing. Your EACC is missing. I mean, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission clearance is missing.
Yes.
And also your HELB, the Higher Education Loans Board. Yes. You are not compliant. Did you, during the discussion, you say you were a beneficiary of the Higher Education Loan Board?
Yes.
Why is that we do not see the certificates of compliance?
I was in the process of getting those documents, but because I was traveling, I could not find the documents. And yesterday when I tried here at Huduma Center, the EACC concerned person was not around, so I only filled the forms, but I could not proceed to commissioner to stamp.
Where are those forms? Why is the receipt? You have the receipt? I mean, what evidence?
I don't have the receipt for the EACC. It's only the forms. Even for the help loan, I was also in the process. That is, but I didn't complete. That is something which I was given there.
You know why we're asking these documents? Is that we've seen your EACC expired in 2015. Maybe you're under, and let me ask you another question. Have you ever been charged in a court of law in the last 6 months?
I have never.
You've never?
Yeah.
Because your EACC expires in 2015, so we don't know whether
no, that one for.
I mean, for certificates of
good conduct.
Good conduct.
Is this one I was in the process of getting a new one. That one has expired, the one which was here. But this is the one which I had started the process, so I applied.
When did you apply?
It was on
12th.
12th, yeah. And I was told it will take 1 month if it is to come to Kericho.
When did you receive the information that you'd be appearing before this committee? When were you called by Sally?
It was on, was it Friday or when? Yeah.
Friday.
Yes.
Today is Thursday.
Yes, last week, that is last week.
So you never even bothered to...
No, on Monday I was to travel to Nairobi and also, and then come back on Wednesday. yesterday.
Because you know these are the requirements that
Yes.
every other nominee must possess, every other Kenyan,
Yes.
because we do not know what you've done from 2015,
Yes.
maybe to date, maybe you, and it is very clear. In fact, if you look at your certificates, they are saying that this person is cleared up to only that date
Yes,
that
yes.
you were being given.
Yes.
So we don't know what has happened in the last 6 years.
Yes.
Maybe you've been out in police station, on and off from police station in criminal activities. So you make sure before we sit and down and maybe produce a report, make sure you hand over your clearance, the compliance certificate from Higher Education Loan Board. Yes. Because maybe you've defaulted. You know, if you are a defaultee, that alone may have a lot of negative impact in your appointment. So make sure that we have that Higher Education Loan Board compliance certificate. Are you paying?
Yes.
Are you paying? So we need to get that compliance certificate. If you are paying, that can be given out in our Uduma Center here, because they just look at, they run your details, whether you've been paying or not, at least something written that you are compliant. Okay. And of course, that police clearance. Before, when do you think that you will submit those 2 documents to this committee?
For the good conduct, I
Yes.
was told it will take 1 month.
A month?
Yes. And I was told if I was to apply in Nairobi, it will take around 2 weeks.
Okay, make sure you immediately. So it means then we will wait for those certificates before you are given a green light or not to sit in this board. So maybe you will take the number of one of our committee members there so that you keep on communicating with them. Otherwise, Mr. Charles, we wish you well.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure you have everything. Make sure that all your documents are there. We do not want a situation where maybe some of the documents is left with us.
Sorry.
Make sure you confirm whether you have all the documents. Yes. Okay, yeah. Make also sure that the one for EACC, yeah.
So.
No, it's not 20 minutes, so I just want to confirm. So thank you very much and God bless you.
And you know it is very hard to get a son. I know that is my mom. And Dixon has this. Dixon has this. 3 boys.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Peter Ngeno.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me request our legal team to swear you in before we continue with this interview. I mean, this vetting. Yeah.
And you lift the Bible with your right hand.
Okay.
And take the oath.
I, Peter Kipkorir Ngeno, do swear that everything I shall say before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Ngeno. Welcome to this committee. And let me take this opportunity to sincerely congratulate you for being nominated to appear before the Committee on Education at the County Assembly.
Thank you.
I know there were very many people who wanted that position, yes, but at least you had the opportunity to be nominated. So, congratulations. So, my name is Bet Cheriot. I represent a ward called Ainamoi in Ainamoi constituency. I chair this committee. Okay. We have other honorable members here. On my immediate right is Honorable Bet Sande Kibraisi, representing Londiani ward in Kipkelion East Sub-County, a member of this committee. On my far left is Honorable Kibiegon Koech, the representative of the great people of Chaik ward in Belgut Sub-County. Yes. On the other side, back there, we have Honorable Humphrey Kirui, the MCA for Kapsuser ward in Belgut. On the other side also, we have Honorable Kibet, Alaya Shagi, who represent the great people of Cheboin ward. Is a ward called Cheboin ward, and double subs as the chair for Committee on Sports, Culture and Social Services. So you are welcome, Mr. Ngeno, Who is Mr. Mngeno?
I am from Bureti, Chepoin.
Oh.
Ward. I'm aged 37, and I did my diploma 2016. My KCSE, I did them on 2001, and KCP I did in 1996.
You say you did your diploma in what? You have a diploma in?
Computer.
Computer?
Yes.
So you are a computer wizard?
Somehow.
Okay, thank you. So you are, I can see your MCA flagged you. Your MCA is there at the back. Thank you, Ngeno. So maybe before I proceed, how did you find yourself here?
I applied through the county, the office of the governor.
Okay. Did you apply for this position, Mr. Ngeno?
Yes.
Okay. How, when did you apply?
It was I believe it was, if not May, it was April of this year.
Last month?
No. Last month was...
we are in July, so...
Almost 2 months ago.
May this year, or April?
Yes.
Was there an advert?
Yes.
Which, who did the advert? Was it advertised in maybe the daily newspapers, internal advert?
It was posted on social media.
Huh?
It was through the social media that I knew about the advert.
It was posted through the social media?
Yes.
You know, Mr. Ngeno, you are answering question under oath. You know, you took an oath that whatever you are saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
So it was posted in the media that there was an advertisement for the county bursary management team.
Yes, a friend of mine sent it via WhatsApp.
By WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay, so he sent you or she sent you an advert?
Yes, he told me that there was an advert.
Okay. Yes. You did. How did you apply to which? You applied to where? Where did you take your application to?
To the office of the deputy governor.
Who is the deputy governor?
By that time, she was Madam, the late Miss Kikwai.
By that time?
Yes.
You are saying you did apply on May. You took your application to the late deputy governor. Yes. I think by May, the late was not in office. She had already been...
Then it was April. Because the time I met her, it was, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks, then she passed on.
Unless you are talking about last year, because we lost our deputy governor, I think, if not February, March there.
Then it was last year then.
Last year, May. Okay. Anyway, let me give the opportunity to the Honorable Beth Kibraisi to ask some few questions.
Thank you, Chairman. Give any 3 functions of Ward Bursary Committee.
Disperse fund to the applicants. Then the second one is to receive appeals of the applicants aggrieved if their applications are rejected.
How many wards do we have in Kericho County? Wards, the name of wards in Kericho County?
Yes.
How many wards do we have in Kericho County?
I believe there are 30.
We have Chibaoin ward.
Cheboin, Cheblanget.
Yes.
Tebesonik, Roret.
Is there what called
retain-
Roret?
No, not Roret, Kishara.
Ah, Kishara,
Kishara. Yes.
That's in Bureti sub-county.
Yes, Suser, Chai.
Okay, thank you. What is the name of your area MCA?
I think he has answered that one.
Kibet.
Kibet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. How many sub-counties do we have? Constituencies in our county?
There are 6.
There are 6. Oh, good.
Yes.
Let me give to Honorable Kibiegon Koech.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you.
To our committee. Maybe I want to know the functions of the Bursary Board. What are the functions?
Dispersing fund to the applicants. Receive grants which could be used in the same funding of bursary.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Honorable Jacqueline, you have any question? Proceed.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Ngeno, my question is how much was allocated to the bursary last year in your ward?
$3 million.
3 million. How many students benefited from the same?
I am not privy to the information of how many the students
Okay, Ngano.
benefited.
Do you think all the needy students got the same?
I believe so.
You believe so?
Yes.
Not even one remained?
It depends with the amount which was dispersed. So not all people could.
No, I know you live in that place and you hear what people talk about during the disbursement of the bursaries. Are there any complaints about the disbursement of the bursary that maybe a few are getting, some are not getting? Or are they satisfied?
Not all people are satisfied, so they always complain.
To mean that
because-
not everyone gets the same.
Yes, just because of the amount dispersed.
So if you are given an opportunity to serve in that board, Mr. Ngeno, what are you going to do to make sure that the most needy students get these bursaries? Because I know that at times there are needy students who do not benefit, yet others from better families or better homes are getting the same. Are you going to work as a board member to make sure that the needy get the bursary first before the others?
And as you respond, kindly, I request you to hand over those other documents to our secretariat there. Yeah, then you respond. The only documents that you should hand over, Mr. Ngeno, is of course your compliance certificate from the Education Loans Board, clearance certificate from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, certificate of good conduct from the Department of Criminal Investigation, and of course your CV if you have. So those are the only documents that we need. You may proceed to respond to what Jackie.
Okay, thank you. I will engage with the family of the applicants through the local administration and the village elders so that we can identify the most needy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ngeno. I know that there are challenges concerning the same.
Yes.
concerning those, the distribution of the bursaries. What are these challenges?
Most challenges is the major one is the funds. So the funds, yes, could be released, but the applicants are many, so not all people will get the.
Okay, because the challenges is about funding.
Yes.
How are you going to make sure that you solicit other funds so that you may improve on the, so that many students will benefit?
We'll try
How
to
are you going to solicit funds? Where do you get these funds to add on top of the bursaries that you have?
as a board or as an individual?
As,
As the board member.
as the board member.
Oh, okay. As the board, I will try to engage my board members so that we can solicit fund from either NGOs and the multinationals to chip in at least so that we see more students getting more money.
Finally, do you think there is a difference between scholarship and bursary?
They are the same.
It is the same.
Yes.
There is no difference. So
The only difference is that grants are from either
grants or scholarship?
Scholarship.
The difference
Bursaries.
between bursaries and scholarship. Is there
Scholarship you could give complete funding, but as for bursaries, some are partial. As the same as the scholarship, you could give either full or partial.
Do the county government give out scholarship? Because you
Yes.
said it is the same thing.
Sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Jacqueline. Maybe, Mr. Ngeno, have you ever read the County Bursaries Act?
Yes.
How much are we allocating? What is the source of this fund? Where do we get this funding that you want to sit and distribute?
From the county budget. And the funds are from the national government and the county collection revenues.
So how much is the percentage?
It's usually 2% of the county budget.
At least
2%.
or at most?
At least 2%.
How much was the county government allocated? How much did the county government of Kericho allocated for bursaries last financial year? Could you have an idea?
No.
Okay, now that I know you are nominated to majorly represent the PWDs.
Yes.
In your own view, how has the PWDs benefited from the previous bursary? And how are you going to represent those people in the county? I mean, in the board. What is it that you will do differently that maybe was not done by the previous board, which had, the previous board had no person representing the interests of the PWDs?
To make sure that more students of special needs get more, at least be enrolled more, as they will be assisted in through the bursaries to get more.
What is that one thing that after your term ends, if this committee gives you a green light, What is that one thing that the PWDs of this county will say, oh yes, we had our representative who did this and this in this board? What is that one thing that you want to leave a mark if you are given this opportunity to sit on that board? Which is that policy that you are saying in the next disbursement of these funds, I will make sure that a policy of this nature that touches on the PWDs is in place?
Infrastructure in special schools and equipments which they use.
Infrastructure,
yes.
Maybe to remind you, this bursary has no money for building infrastructure and equipments.
Yes.
I'm only telling you that you have a funds here meant for assisting the needy students, so it is not meant for infrastructure.
Yes.
So what is that policy that you will make sure that you come up with as a member representing the PWDs in the board, that the people with special the special interests or special needs students will say, at least we have now benefited because we have a member of a PWD representing us. As I said previously, we never had any member representing the PWDs. So when we even saw you that you are a PWD, we were very happy because at least we know if given an opportunity, we know that their issues will be taken care of.
Yes. Making sure that more students with special needs get funding. More funds should be channeled to the PWD students.
More funds should be channeled to PWDs?
Yes.
Let me give to Honorable Kibiagon Koech to say something as I... Okay. Okay, Mr. Ngeno.
Yes.
I can see the police clearance certificate is outdated. It was for 2017. And it is one of the requirements that you need to update.
I have applied.
You have applied?
Yes, there is
okay.
Yes.
You have applied?
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Ngeno, maybe as a chair of this committee, I want to sincerely thank you for availing yourself to this vetting. I want to wish you well.
Thank you.
If you are given an opportunity to sit in that committee to represent the people with special needs, please, Mr. Ngeno, make sure that the PWD's issues are sorted out.
Yes.
In fact, Mr. Ngeno, in my ward, all the PWDs, both children with PWDs or their parents in my ward, gets the money as a priority. So when you go to this board, make sure that any other PWD, whether you are a student or you are a parent of a PWD,
yes,
is mandatory for them to be given this money, because we know the kind of challenges that they are going through, some of them. So yes, make sure that that is implemented even at the board if we give you this opportunity. Otherwise, yes, on behalf of this bench, I want to thank you and wish you well in your endeavors. And if you are given the green light, please walk your talk.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But I also want to commend you for knowing the current affairs of our county.
Thank you so much.
We've had nominees who do not even know the number of wards that we have in our county. So, but I want to commend you for that. Thank you. And we have Honorable Shaggy. We salute you. You can now escort the nominee. He is your voter. So make sure that he is given all the treatment. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Ngeno.
So, thank you.
Even online you can do. Yes. If he's okay, if he's not sick or.
So can you call it whether you can respond to what we may
Mheshimiwa, atume tu documents kwa WhatsApp, apige picha, atume documents kwa WhatsApp, then we can do an oral interview over the phone.
Over the phone?
Yes.
Now?
Yes. But in camera, please. No cameras. Yeah. No cameras.